One of the worst experiences in my life is when I played on a softball team whose players played only half-heartedly. The games were not only painful for me to play, but they were also painful for my family to watch. Needless to say, we only won one game that season by forfeit, and the games that we lost were complete blowouts. The reason for this awful season was the lack of initiative in some of the players. None of us like to play in or watch games where the team members play half-heartedly. I have played on many sports teams and have seen a lack of initiative in some players. This lack of initiative affects both the teams and the spectators. The three reasons that these athletes who lack initiative aggravate me are that they procrastinate, they're lazy, and they fool around. The first reason that athletes who lack initiative aggravate me is that they procrastinate. For example, if an athlete puts off getting conditioning in the preseason, usually the whole team has to do conditioning in the practices. This upsets me because I want to do practicing on drills to prepare myself for the games, not spend the whole time running. Another example is when some of the athletes put off getting the practice started when the coach is late. One time I tried my hardest to get my teammates to practice, but they just kept putting it off. Eventually the coach arrived and was upset that they hadn't got started and we had to run because of it. The second reason that athletes who lack initiative irritate me is that they're lazy. For example, some of my softball teammates in the past would let the ball come to them instead of go after it. This upset me because by the time the ball did get to them, the other team probably ran all the way around the bases and scored, which meant we were losing and not winning. Another example is when some of my softball teammates would just stand there doing nothing and let the other teammates get the ball. This really drove me crazy because usually it ended up in miscommunication and neither of the players got the ball. By the time anyone got the ball, the other team had already scored. The third reason that athletes who lack initiative bother me is that they fool around. An example of this is when some of my teammates one time just kept kicking the ball everywhere instead of trying to control it. My coach got really upset when they started doing this and made the whole team run because of it. Even though I tried my hardest to control the ball and several other of my teammates, the few who didn't made the whole team be punished because of it. Another reason is some of my soccer teammates would ignore the coach when he started a drill. This really drove him crazy because he wanted to get the drill done and help the team practice. And it upset me because I wanted to practice, not spend the whole time running. So as you can see, athletes who lack initiative really set me on edge because of three reasons. They procrastinate, they're lazy, and they just fool around. But maybe instead of getting irritated at these athletes, we should try to give them encouragement and motivation. And who knows, maybe we can make the world a better place by encouraging others to do their best, no matter what the circumstance may be.